Jacob deGrom, could he be better in 2026? Now, this is kind of the backdrop, is that he was voted the American League Comeback Player of the Year last night at the MLB Awards Gala. His third, I guess, count Sporting News and the Players' Choice Awards, third Comeback Player of the Year, and hard to argue with what he did. And there you see it with the wordage, and that's kind of 2.97 ERA, pretty good. 30 starts, more than anybody expected. Same thing with the Indians, 172, 185 strikeouts in those 172 innings. So really good stuff. Really, really good. I think he finished 8th in the Cy Young. I think he got a third place vote from somebody. Mm-hmm. Anyway, vintage deGrom. When I think of vintage deGrom, Abby, I think of his Mets days, pre-COVID. Specifically 2018, 2019, when he won the 2 Cy Young Awards. And if that's vintage deGrom, right?
Is it longer deGrom?
Huh?
I was going to say, I knew things were cooking when I saw the flow during FanFest, because the long hair was back. We asked him.
Yeah, it's not the long hair.
It's not the long hair, but it's longer than it's been. We asked him, is this a peak of what you're going to give us for the season? He said that's as long as he was going to let it get, but maybe it's a fact when Jacob deGrom's hair has grown out a little bit.
Maybe
he's like Samson.
Maybe it was really long, right? Yeah. I mean, it was shoulder length.
It was back in the
when
day,
he was a rookie, and even into the Cy Young years, I think. So 2018 first Cy Young, 2019 second, won them back to back. 2018 170 ERA, which is crazy. Next year 243 ERA, 255 strikeouts. He eclipsed 200 innings in both years, mm-hmm. And then he was really good in the COVID year, really good. And then you go to 2021, which was halted by injury, as were the next 4 seasons. 108 ERA in 15 starts. It's just, that's like, when I think of Jacob deGrom, that's what I think of. This year was good. Like we talked about, the numbers, 297 and all that. Gave up the 26 home runs, the second most in his career. So I'm wondering, how does he get better? And there were concerns about the workload. Did it set him up for even more innings next year, theoretically, or is he back now on injury watch? I think he's perennially going to be on injury watch, but I don't know. I'm hoping for better, because I want to see that guy.
So are you saying that you agree that this was vintage? Or
no, I don't think it was vintage.
Okay. What word would you use then? Pretty darn close.
Good. Really good. deGrom. Mm-hmm. I just vintage. You're right. That's a pretty high bar. I don't think he would agree with the word vintage.
We should ask him.
Well, we should. Let me dial him up. Anyway, what does he need to do to be better?
The home runs. That was a really weird mystery that he couldn't figure out. Like, statistically speaking, he literally gave up a home run every single time he was out there. And it was almost in the first inning. It's kind of like he just had to let one go. And he never lost control of the game or the situation. But it's like, we found him saying there was one I would have liked to get back at the mm-hmm. end of his post-games pressers. But I talked to Mike Bassick about kind of the stat, because at one point it kind of became a theme. Jacob deGrom's given up. He started this many. He's given up this many home runs. It's one per. Like, the math was mathing. So I asked Mike Bassick about it, and he said, what I have noticed about this, home run trend is he will make the exact same pitch shortly after the home run was given up, just to kind of mess with the player in the box and say, no. You didn't get this pitch. You got a bad placement. You took advantage of it. But Jacob deGrom does like to feed into that mental aspect of, I'm Jacob deGrom at the end of the day. I know my arsenal. When it's locked in, you're not touching it. So that's like kind of a fun thing about a veteran player that really knows himself well, that he wanted to do, just to kind of say, hey, you just got one bad pitch. Like, I'm still in control here.
Yeah, and I remember a few occasions, and I think Rowdy Tellez hit a homer against him in Seattle, and was either McKinstry or Kerry Carpenter. I think it was Kerry Carpenter got him in Detroit, and he said he just beat me to the spot.
Mm-hmm.
So like, but the pitches were like neck high.
Mm-hmm.
So and he kind of messed around with
I remember that Kerry
the
Carpenter
glove, and was he tipping his pitches?
Yeah.
And things like that. And early on, his mechanics weren't great. You could tell by the velocity, because he told us in spring training, if I'm only throwing 96, 97, that means I don't feel good about mechanics. I'm flying open and I don't want to hurt myself.
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe he can clean it up earlier in the year. But the home run thing, was he tipping? And like, what's a missed spot to him?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're, like you said, Bassick's observation, he came back and throw the same pitch. Was it the same pitch?
Right.
Was it a tick harder? Was it a little more inside? So, I think he's going to be motivated this offseason to reduce that number significantly. Because really, if you want to look at the year, that's the only glaring thing that you're like,
Absolutely.
God, this is not good. So, and I think once or twice, that was the only run he gave up, was a home run to somebody over 6 or 7 innings.
Right.
So, and those home runs, though, sometimes they let the team back into games, and or it makes it a 1-0 lead, 2-0, and the anemic offense couldn't overcome it.